Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president again.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 30.
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8th electoral vote, in Indiana with its 11th electoral vote, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage I. of the 199. Happy to see all of you here today. Damn you, laughing man. You said muted, and I had to look over to see if I was muted. So you got me. You got me right there. But hello, everyone. Welcome in to CobraCast. Hope you're doing well. River Miles has already dropped 10 gifted memberships. 10 gifties before we even get started. And then Poppin' Fresh J says engaged view here. And then Poppin' Fresh J drops another 10 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. That's how we start the party around here. Thank you, River Miles. Thank you, Poppin' Fresh J. Appreciate you, brothers. Let's see. Bender Alyssa says, hey, Jeremy, happy NFL day. Let's hope the Dolphins win the Super Bowl. Also, the 3 previous shirts I bought have been shipped. All right, good deal. Finally. I know that there's a little bit of issues there, but finally, you got those shipped out. I.199 Trump 2028. Yes, let's hope the Dolphins have a good season. But, I mean, President Trump just talked about it. Yes, little orphan Funkhauser. Tua Trumpavailoa needs to channel his Don aura. So right here, Trump. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, talking about Dolphins quarterback, my favorite NFL player, Tua Tagovailoa. And this is how President Trump decided to say Tua's name. This is so good.
Saquon Barkley was on the council, and Tua Tagovailoa, the
Tagovailoa,
Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback, who is really he's been fantastic. He's been when he's not injured, he's great. He's got to stay healthy, but he's a great guy.
What's crazy about Trump is that he knows that Tua has a problem staying healthy, but he doesn't know how to say his name. And there's another angle. Because Lawrence Taylor is up there. And let me see if I can find it. You see, so you've got DeChambeau standing behind him, who you could watch him. He almost cracks a smile. Watch DeChambeau right here.
Ovalia, the
you see him like he was like, I'm standing behind the president of the United States of America. Let me hold it.
Valia, tag Ovalia, the
oh man, I love it. Now we got another angle here because Lawrence Taylor is up there. And I mean, this is what Trump is just, there's nobody like this dude, man. Here it is right here. So here's you see LT over here behind RFK, and you'll see his reaction. Watch.
And Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback.
Lawrence freaking Taylor, one of the greatest, if not the greatest NFL players of all time.
And Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback.
You got Triple H up there. We're going to discuss all of that as well, because man, oh man, there's a lot to discuss from that perspective. But yeah, I thought it was hilarious. Trump tried to say Tua's name. It was fantastic. Let's see. As a matter of fact, so if you know what the IWC is, the IWC is the Internet Wrestling Community. The Internet Wrestling Community is made up of the most mentally ill, woke pieces of shit you will ever see. They are absolutely insane. The IWC has lost their minds, and they've been like this for a long, long time if you follow wrestling. So with Triple H there today, you're seeing a massive meltdown. I mean, they are broken right now. Like right here. MAGA ass company. Fuck Trump. Fuck TKO. Fuck WWE. Fuck that Aryan Brotherhood poster boy looking motherfucker Paul Levesque, who is Triple H, because it says Triple H is set to appear at the White House this week for Donald Trump's executive order signing. So the IWC is losing their minds over this, and I love it because they're all mentally ill, broken losers, and watching them freak out. Like, look at this right here. Triple H standing there like a moron while Trump goes on an endless rant that ends in demonizing trans people. I truly do not understand how people still give this man the company any of your money. You are so spineless. Well, the problem is that current WWE panders to these fucking weirdos. All right. That's the problem with it, is that current WWE panders to these freaks. And then they have to deal with these idiots crying and whining all the time. So I have no sympathy for the WWE or Triple H because you've gone out of your way to pander to these losers. So I don't have any sympathy when they're all, and they are going crazy over this right now. They're going absolutely nuts. And so it's fun to watch, but it's always fun to watch these mentally ill people lose their minds. But Trump's just doing what Trump does. And I mean, like, this is another Trump hater account. And only Trump can get away with this shit. Breaking: Trump gets weird with football player Harris Butker right here. Now listen to what Trump says. All right.
He's a handsome guy, by the way. It's usually not my thing, but he is a good-looking sucker.
What? Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
He's a handsome guy, by the way. It's usually not my thing, but he is a good-looking sucker.
Only Trump can say shit like that and get away with it, dude. That's so weird, man. It's so weird. Let's see. Caustic becomes a new member. Thank you. I appreciate that. Phil says, can you replace the Elon emoji with Hulk Hogan? Yes, that's a great idea, actually. And keeping with the wrestling theme here for a moment, I have to give the biggest respect I possibly can to the governor of my great state of Florida. Because Governor Ron DeSantis, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis orders USA and state Florida flags to be flown at half-staff for Hulk Hogan's passing. DeSantis declares August 1st, which is tomorrow, Hulk Hogan Day in Florida. That is absolutely freaking awesome. Thank you, Governor DeSantis, for recognizing an American icon and a true legend. I cannot tell you how happy I am about this, and it's why I am such a fan of not only the state, but DeSantis. Now, again, I've had my criticisms of DeSantis. We all know that. There's no need to regurgitate any of that. But DeSantis is a fantastic governor, and I've never said anything otherwise. He just didn't need to, he didn't need to run against Trump. But this is a massive, massive dub. And I'm so, so happy that, Hulk Hogan's getting the respect he deserves. As we know that Hulk Hogan was based in Florida, his beach shop, he has one in Tampa. And it's just awesome to see right here. So Governor DeSantis officially declaring tomorrow, August 1st, 2025 as Hulk Hogan Day in Florida. Hell yes. Absolutely awesome. So good stuff indeed. So yes, we do need to get a Hulk Hogan emoji, and I will work on that. BC Man says, hail to our Ninja Cherami and 199. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier with a gifted membership. Thank you. Booty Island says, not muted, but sound gay. Look at there. River Miles says, what's up, my tag O's? What's up, River Miles? Mike Zero Source says, is this an alternate world? I just saw a Hulk Hogan tribute song by Taylor Swift and it was good. What? There's no way that's a thing. Is it? There's no way. No way. No way. All this horror business says, I finally got to play Mario Kart with you guys last night. I'm horror biz. I got you. Okay. You owe me one for blocking that blue shell. I appreciate it. It's got to be AI. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm glad you got to join us last night. And we played Mario Kart for like 5 hours last night. It was absolutely crazy. So, super, super happy you were able to join us. On the video game front, and this really isn't about video games so much, but if I can, anyone that follows me that you're on Twitter, if you don't mind, I tweeted this out earlier today, right here. So Jake Randall, who is a great YouTuber, he's got a big YouTube channel and a big Twitter account. He got both of them hacked. I've been watching Jake Randall for a long time. I've mentioned him a few times. He's just a genuinely good dude. I've never spoken with him until today. We spoke for the first time, but I've followed his channel for years. He got his YouTube account hacked and his Twitter account hacked, and he has no way to access it. And we're just trying to get people to go to the tweet that I retweeted. If you can go under that tweet and just tag team YouTube like I did and just ask them to help. That's all. There he is right there. He said, thank you, man. Jeremy told me you're a solid dude. Let's see. And that's awesome. So, and good stuff. So anyway, it looks like a lot of people are going in there. So if we could just tag it and just get more people's attention on this, I would greatly appreciate it. And, you know, like I said, this guy's all about helping people. He's a really good dude. He's had a lot of stuff that he's had to overcome because I followed it on his YouTube channel. And I know how tough it can be to lose your YouTube channel. So that's why I'm doing everything I can to help him out. So if you don't mind, go over there, check it out. And I do appreciate it. Let's see. Aaron James says your followers has gone up 1 on True Social. I might be the biggest gaming account on True Social with 1 follower. So, but anyway, thank you guys so much. Yeah, Alan says he helped me with the Switch 2 pre-orders. He had like 20,000 people watching him on that stream when he did that. So I really hope he gets this worked out. I told him when it happened to me years ago, it took me like 3 months to get all of this worked out. Now that was a different time because this is like 2018. I mean, we have different resources and everything. And so now I think that we can get enough attention on this. The problem with YouTube and Twitter, and I don't really have any connections with Twitter that much like YouTube, but the problem with YouTube is that you're almost always talking to AI. Even if you think you're talking to a real person, you're almost always talking to an AI. And that's another thing I told him. I was like, just because you're talking to him, it's probably a fucking bot. And so Leave Kids Alone says, damn, guess I'm shadow banned. No, I see you. I see you in the chat. Jared Armstrong says Triple H was at the White House with all the McMahons at the last Trump administration. Yeah, I know. These mentally ill people have no idea what they're talking about. So, Deathu says, Paul Levette. Deathu does not like WWE. Mike Zero Source says, hell has frozen over, and I encourage chat to check out Taylor Swift's tribute. These are words I never thought I would write. It's got to be AI. Got to be. Little Jim's Halo says, Battlefield 6 thoughts. Bro, that trailer looks absolutely incredible. I will be playing the early access so I can give everybody feedback on it, but I'm going to tell you right now, this Battlefield 6 trailer looks fucking awesome. This looks incredible. I have never been a big Battlefield fan. Not saying there's been anything wrong with the games. I've just never gotten into Battlefield, but I will be playing the fuck out of this game when it comes out. It looks so damn good. And I will be calling my friends a lot of names, and we will be streaming this when it comes out because this shit looks good. And just don't call it a Call of Duty killer because you never want to do that. But this looks great. I'll be playing this game and I'll be trying it out, and I'll give you guys my opinion on it. As someone that's never been a big Battlefield guy, I've played some Battlefield in the past, but I've always been a Titanfall, Call of Duty, player. But Call of Duty sucks these days. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this game turns out for sure. The gameplay looks good. The mechanics look good. The environment looks good. And one of the best things about it is I don't see Nicki Minaj and Beavis and Butthead running around, which is Call of Duty does not need to be Fortnite. I like Fortnite. Obviously, I play Fortnite. I don't need Call of Duty to be Fortnite. I need Call of Duty to be Call of Duty. And so I am very much looking forward to it. Open beta soon. Yeah, I think the early access is next week, and then the open beta is a few days after that. So, yeah, I am sold on the gameplay trailer to at least give it a shot, and I will certainly give my opinion on it once I get to play it. So, hell yeah, I'm glad to see that. And, as Grum says, not one woke trope in sight. Gaming is healing. It is healing. Doesn't mean that we're completely back, but at least this looks really good, and it's getting us back to the basics of what we want to play these games for. So I'm looking forward to it. So we will see. Looking forward to that. All right. Thank you for the question, Jim. Brother Love says, swap Biden emoji for do-rag events. Honestly, we probably need Is there going to be a campaign? Almost certainly there's going to be a campaign. Yeah. Almost certainly. Yeah. Durag Vince, that would be actually really good. That would be really good. Okay. So let's talk about some of the things that we are finding out today. It has now been uncovered that Hillary Clinton approved the plan hatched by her top campaign advisors to smear Trump with fake claims of Russia collusion, according to newly declassified files. Clinton then went on TV for the next several years to push the narrative that she knew was fake. Hillary Clinton is an evil, evil person, and you've known that forever. I've known that forever. But now we are starting to get actual confirmation that cannot be disputed because of Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard has been an absolute rock star.
There is a lot to investigate, and I'm personally very grateful that somebody of the stature of Robert Mueller would be there conducting this investigation. He's a totally straight arrow guy. I mean, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. And I really believe that he will be honest and transparent and tell us whatever it is he finds. But as I say in the book, and I try to explain what bothers me, there's just too many connections to be called just coincidences. There just are. And, you know, some of it is financial entanglements, and some of it is hunting for, you know, negative information about me, and some of it is calling, you know, people and trying to hide the connections and the meetings and the calls and all of that. All of that has gone on. Now, there's a lot of smoke, and whether or not there's fire, we need to figure it out. But here is what's important. Put the investigation into Trump, his associates, and everybody else to one side. There is no denying that the Russians interfered in the election. Right. Whether or not they had willing.
She is literally lying right now. And there are a lot of stupid people that ran with this because the media and the top level Democrats told them that it was true. And they were just like, well, of course it's true, because Hillary Clinton, I'm with her. She, of course, would never lie to me. This was all meant to destroy President Trump, or his ability to not even become president. And then, of course, after he became president, they knew that they had to destroy him.
Or unwitting help from the Trump team. They interfered, and they did so to help him and hurt me. And they did so to destabilize our democracy, and they have not stopped.
What's not clear from your book is
it's always projection, always projection.
Whether you think that the Trump campaign was colluding in this.
We don't know the answer to that. That is part of what is being explored. There are some serious questions, because what happened when the emails of my campaign manager, John Podesta, were stolen by the Russian intelligence services. Then they were conveyed to WikiLeaks, which is basically now a mouthpiece for Russia authoritarianism. And then they were released on the very same day that the Hollywood Access tape came out showing Trump, bragging about sexual assault. Then they were what we call weaponized, so that they were turned into phony news stories, they were turned into Facebook posts, and then they were targeted at specific voters. The question is, where did the Russians get that kind of targeting information?
God, man, just lying. And it's important to hear this. I know I can't stand to hear her voice either, but it is important to get full context to hear the lies that she was telling, knowing that it was a lie, trying to project onto Donald Trump when she was the one that was behind all of this.
That is one of the unanswered questions that investigators in Congress and the special counsel are looking into.
The Russian government has engaged in espionage against Americans. They have hacked American websites, American accounts of private people, of institutions. Then they have given that information to WikiLeaks for the purpose of putting it on the internet. This has come from the highest levels of the Russian government, clearly from Putin himself, in an effort, as 17 of our intelligence agencies have confirmed, to influence our election. So I actually think the most important question of this evening, Chris, is finally, will Donald Trump admit and condemn that the Russians are doing this, and make it clear that he will not have the help of Putin in this election, that he rejects Russian espionage against Americans, which he actually encouraged in the past. Those are the questions we need.
Why would he need to denounce something that he's never claimed that he supported in the first place? And this is a leftist tactic all the time where they're like, do you denounce racism? And you're like, yeah. And then when they accuse you of being a racist or a sexist or a misogynist, and then you show examples of how you're not a racist or a sexist, and then they go, well, why are you so defensive? Why are you, oh, you have a black friend. Oh, you have, it's like, you accuse me of it. Like, you accuse me of it based off nothing. This is a tactic from the left. This is why it doesn't matter. If you think I'm racist, cool. If you think I'm sexist, cool. If you think I'm this, cool. I don't care. That's ultimately where we have moved, is where it doesn't matter what you think about me. I don't care. Accuse me of whatever you want to accuse me of. It doesn't matter to me. It's your feelings, not mine. So if your feelings are hurt, that's your fucking problem, not mine. And, like, I had to, unfortunately, like I said, I posted this, I talked about this yesterday, but I had to address some very uncomfortable things. And it was very difficult for me to rehash this difficult time in my life. But I did. I said a few years ago in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby, I said some words that hurt some people. And after being educated about the harm that these words caused, I would like to say that I regret absolutely nothing. Fuck you, make gaming great again. This is how you respond to the left and the mob. Okay? And let's see. Raphael says this host is a liar. You are correct, Raphael. I did. I said your mom gives a good blowjob, and I lied. She is absolutely horrible at it. So I had to close my eyes and imagine she was your sister because your mom is so bad. So I did lie about that. You busted me, okay? So you caught me, bro. You caught me. I have been exposed and I will never recover. Holy shit. Uh-oh. Have I lost audio? It says I've lost audio. So let me stop and reshare. Let's see if we can reshare the audio, if it will work. Okay. And does that work now?
If you're going to let Russia
I know you
get
don't want to hear
away
it.
with what they did and are still doing, according to Christopher Wray, the current FBI director who said that last week, they're in our election systems. We're worried about 2020, he said. So, hey, let's have a great power contest and let's get the Chinese in on the side of somebody else. Why are, other Americans?
Muted is better when it's Hillary Clinton. I do understand that one. I totally understand that one.
Basically believing Putin. Why did Trump believe Putin more than our 11 intelligence agencies?
I don't know. Do you have a working?
I have to imagine all of this can be used when they're building the case against Hillary Clinton, where they have the documentation to prove that she was behind this, yet she spent years in front of the mainstream media telling the very lie that she helped set up. I have to imagine all of this is evidence that they are building.
I think you have a working theory. And why is Donald Trump so enamored of Putin? Well, part of it is he's a wannabe dictator. He has told us that repeatedly. He even said the other day, let's basically get out of NATO and, encourage Putin to do what he wants to do.
So there's the gist of it right there. She's a horrible person. She's been completely exposed at this point. And, it's going to continue. The case will continue to get built to expose this evil witch for what she is. And thankfully, because of Donald Trump, he has defeated Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris. So that makes me very happy. That makes me very, very happy. indeed. Okay, let's catch up. Mike Zero Source says it may be AI, but it was good. If it was AI, it was well done. It's hard to see what is real and AI. Oh, I agree. AI is actually, create some fantastic stuff, music and all of that. So Eric Heffelfinger for 10 says the best part of Battlefield is the siege ladders and all the equipment looks like it could be real in about 5 years. I am excited for Battlefield 6. I am very, very excited. I'm hyped about this. Six String Disciple says, do we also need an NWO Hollywood Hogan CobraCast shirt? That might be an option. That might very well be an option. I mean, right now, and I know Teespring has got their issues with, shipping and all of that. But, we do have the CobraCast Mania shirts available right now for a limited time over on Teespring. So we have these t-shirts, we have them in different colors. We have the hoodie, which is still that red hoodie. That red hoodie is sexy. Okay. That is badass. Obviously got it in blue, got it in black, got the tank tops. So if you guys are interested, you can go over there and check out the CobraCast Mania t-shirts. The chat actually came up with that idea. So there you go. And I know that a few people have reached out to me. Most people they've had no issues with it, but a few people are having some issues with Teespring, and I'm trying to help facilitate those issues getting resolved if possible. So there you go. We got the links in the chat. So if you're interested, please go check that out. Michael Hill says, with Hillary's name on the Russiagate collusion files, who orders her unaliving? I don't know. I got some names I could probably think of, though. Batman says, Battlefield 2042 had good trailers and live streams, but a terrible launch. Remain skeptical of EA bait and switches. Oh, 100%. That's why I will, again, for the 5 people that care about my opinion, I will check out the game and give you my opinions on it. And if you value my opinion, then you can listen. If not, I hear you on that too. Phil says, I get why Bill Clinton cheated. Well, what was that tweet that Trump retweeted a long time ago? Before the 2016 election, Trump retweeted a tweet that said, Bill chose other women and so will the USA, or something like that. Bill chose another woman and so will the USA, or I can't remember exactly what it was, but Trump retweeted something like that. And it was pretty funny. Oh no, Bill chose someone over Hillary and you should too, or something to that effect. River Miles says lots of coincidences in the Clinton body count. Michael Williams says Triple H on White House account. Did you see the prostitute, or was it prostitute Mickey link I sent you, DM'd you? No. I don't know what that means, but no, I'm kind of scared to click it. Storm Shadow says Hillary needs to watch out for Pokemon go to jail. Mike Zero Source says, regarding the Taylor Swift AI video, I'll just tell Mike Zero it's true and let him report. You can't trust Mike Zero. You can trust Mike Zero. He has sources. Solo Felix says, we should all thank God Trump beat evil Hillary. 100%. Zinni Biscuit says, send a chat before the stream letting you know. Oh, did you? Let me go back. Sometimes Stream Yards doesn't catch that first one. Here it is. Zinni Biscuit for 5 says, tagged you on Twitter. We went to Hulk Memorial's Wrestling Museum in Pigeon Forge. Opened 4 weeks ago. Grand opening next month. You'll love it. That sounds awesome. Thank you for the reminder of that, because I did see that one in the beginning. Yeah, I would love to go check it out, man. I mean, again, I was a huge fan of Hulk Hogan as a kid. Kind of, moved on from Hulk Hogan, and then of course got back to the NWO stuff. And then, obviously I became a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, and I was fully invested in the Attitude Era of WWF. And I've kind of just haven't really focused on Hulk Hogan for a long time. Obviously he's always been there, and I've always appreciated him. But yeah, when he passed away, man, it really did affect me, man. That was like my childhood hero. And looking back on everything he accomplished and what he meant to wrestling, and one of the most recognizable human beings of my lifetime. And yeah, it's I've just been reflecting upon a lot of things since Hulk Hogan's passing. And knowing, I was at the RNC when Hogan came out there and gave that amazing promo. It was awesome. So rest in peace to the legend. Francis says, Francis Jeremy hates me, says, is this new base timeline? We don't care about hurt fifis. The soy-based beings that have been trying to lead us off a cliff can get bent 199. Hail 199. Well, on that front, we had, I saw this today. I know I replied to it. We've got some Asmongold stuff to talk about because there's some news surrounding him, but I'm not sure exactly what happened. But he did have this one clip right here, which I'm glad that he said this because it's true. And just listen to what he says right here.
He said the N-word. Everybody says the N-word. What are you talking about? Plenty of streamers, by the way.
Thank you. I'm so glad that Asmon just says it because people being offended over this word is the most pathetic propaganda I have ever heard in my life. One more time.
He said the N-word. Everybody says the N-word. What are you talking about? Plenty of streamers, by the way, plenty of streamers that I know say the N-word off stream. Okay. They do. Now, they don't necessarily use it all the time, but if they're going to refer to the word, they just say it. Of course. And yeah, duh. Of course. Me. Yeah, a lot of people do. Yeah, it's this entire culture of this performative, imaginary self-censorship is totally fucking fake.
Yes.
It's totally fake.
Yes.
And people are just making this up. Expose them. The majority of people, let me tell you this.
I do not think it would be good to call out people like that. That's just that's kind of like the leaking of DMs type of thing. You put out bad energy when you start doing stuff like that. I don't think that that's a good play for him to start talking about private conversations and all of that. Now, if those people start going after him, then there's always justification for an action. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying in general, it's not the greatest optics right there.
The majority of streamers that I know use words that would get you banned on Twitch.
Absolutely. 1000%. Now, I don't think that I'm breaking any news by saying that with me and my friend group because we admit this every day. I'm sorry. When I'm driving down the road, I call people every fucking thing that you can imagine. All right? Everything. The worst things in the world. You cut me off in traffic, especially if you're driving in the left lane and you're slowing me down, I promise you are getting called a lot of words by me, okay? The worst words you could imagine. Left lane drivers are the worst human beings on the planet. They're evil and they should be put in prison for the rest of their life. Trump needs to sign an executive order, and it says if you're not passing in the left lane and you're slowing traffic down, you should serve life in prison. Period. Life in prison. No question about it. Left lane driver that slows down traffic, life in prison. Let's do it. Let's do it.
The majority, including me. All the time. Constantly. The only reason I don't say it on stream is because I get banned. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Nobody does. The only reason that people give a fuck is because companies do. They pretend to care because they don't want to lose money. That's the reason.
But the reality is they would make more money if they would just let people say whatever the fuck they wanted. They would make more money. They would have more traffic. And you would have to pay for all of these moderation tools and all of that. Just let people say what the fuck they want and let the chips fall where they may. Who cares? Who cares? Yes, doxing and threats and all of that. You absolutely can't have that. You can't have doxing and threats of violence. These are clear, definitive lines that you can draw. But words? Who fucking cares? Who cares? Shit talking is part of everything. Like, everybody that I was friends with growing up, and even to this day, I don't compliment my friends when I talk to them. I call them names. I insult them. I call them gay. I don't go like, hey, buddy, how you doing? Hey, man, how's it going? No, I like, what's up, you F word? Back there sucking some dick. Why didn't you answer the phone? What are you doing? Cock gobbler? What are you doing? What are you busy doing? Sucking your boyfriend's dick? Like, this is, we don't go like, hey, man, how are you today? Are you having a good day? Okay. Everything okay? Are you feeling okay? No, that's not how friends talk to each other. Good Lord. Stop creating this fake utopia where friends are nice to each other. Fuck off. Friendly. Fuck. The only time, and I remember that whenever a friend or a family member calls me and doesn't insult me, I'm like, oh, fuck, what's wrong? Like, I get very nervous when a friend's like, hey, man. I'm like, whoa. You did not start out with an insult, bro. Who's in the hospital? What's wrong? I start panicking when I don't get insulted. You know, so that's how normal people talk to each other, and that's how the real world is. And anybody that's saying anything differently is just lying to you, and that's fine, but they are lying to you. So yeah, so there's more stuff with Asmongold that we're going to get into here in just a minute. David Phillips for 20 says, preach, Jeremy. Thank you, David Phillips. Appreciate that. Bender List says, hey, Jeremy, great news. I just ordered the CobraCast Mania t-shirt. I think there was a red box I forgot to fill in. Luckily, the address is correct. Awesome. I am happy to hear that. I know you were having some struggles with that, but I do appreciate the update. So thank you so much. Jeffrey Hill for 10 says, I'm a kid from the 80s. My friends will call me all kinds of names. You would think they hated me, but that's what we did. It's normal. It's 100% normal. And it may take me a few minutes to find this, but I've shown this picture before. But this is kind of essentially how, you know, especially like guys talk to each other. And it did show like the difference between women and men and how those conversations go. It may take me a minute. I'm scrolling right now to find it because I know I posted this on Twitter. And I did quote tweet it. God, I posted a lot of fucking weird pictures. Is that it? No. I'm almost there, though. Good Lord, I've posted a lot of memes. I post a lot of stupid memes on Twitter. If I didn't know me and I just looked at my Twitter, I would think I'm a really shitty person. Like, this guy's a piece of shit, isn't he? Because I'm sarcastic. I talk about all of these things just to piss people off. Optics are really bad on my Twitter account. Now that I think about it, this is why everybody like hates me. I'm such an asshole on Twitter. I really am, which I'm going to continue to do. I'm not going to stop because why would I? Is that it right there? Grifter, almost there. I see you in the chat as I'm looking through all of these images. And of course, Twitter just freezes up on me, so I'm not going to be able to find it. But anyway, I do think this is kind of where we are right now. Like, this is kind of where this isn't the picture I wanted to show you, but this is kind of where we are now, where it's like, hey, that's offensive. And back when this all first started, you were always like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, you know. Now we're like, I know. What the fuck are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You're offended. Okay. What are you going to do about being offended? And they have no answer at that point because they're looking to have power over you. They're looking for you to go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Let me donate to a charity and let me put a trans flag in my bio and let me tell you how great you are and how wonderful you are and how representation matters and all that shit. That is essentially what they are looking for anytime that they do that. So that's what people have to understand, that it's not about apologies. It's not about understanding. I've talked about this 1,000 times. This is why the Joey Swole thing was so funny is because Joey Swole completely walked right into this. And I don't know what the latest on this guy is, but he's absolutely like, he says he's going to disappear from social media. And I always find it kind of strange when people just like make an announcement that they're disappearing from social media. Like, you don't have to announce that. You can just do it. You don't have to, you don't have to tell people. I don't understand what the announcements are for. That never made sense to me. But people feel the need to have to tell everyone, like, I'm disappearing from social media and I need you to be sympathetic to me because someone on the internet hurt my feelings. The internet is about understanding that the internet is a fun place. The internet is a brutal place. Like today, for instance, I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was an announcement that Justin Timberlake has Lyme disease. And so I saw the announcement that, one of these accounts posted, like, Justin Timberlake has Lyme disease and blah, 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 something to do with his tour or something like that. And the top comment was, this motherfucker will do anything to avoid talking about what he did to Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl. I'm like, what does that have to do with this? And I'm like, the internet is so savage. Like, this dude's like announcing he's got Lyme disease. He's a huge star. He's got Lyme disease. And the first comment was, he's just trying to avoid talking about what he did to Janet at the Super Bowl. I'm like, holy shit, dude. That was a long time ago. But that's the internet for you. Coop for 10 says, one word keeps us decided. 70s TV was whipping it out. Archie Bunker, Jefferson's, even SNL had a Richard Pryor and Chevy Chase had a great skit. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama, indeed. Red Mage says, I was in a frat where I went to school, and yeah, we called each other all sorts of shit. That's the way it is, man. Mars Bars for 20 says, as much as I despise those that celebrated Hulkster's death, I'd be a hypocrite to say that I'm not going to be celebrating like it's the 4th of July when Hillary croaks. Yeah, I mean, I do get that. I understand that completely. But it's just like, the problem is, and it's a, I don't know the exact quote, but there's like a comment years ago that Steven Crowder made. And he's like, whether you like it or not, we as people that are not on the left, we have to play by different rules than the people on the left. They're going to use every little, thing that you do against you. This is what they do. This is what they've always done. And so if you go out on social media and say something like that, like, they will always hold that against you and weaponize that against you. But I do understand what you're saying. So Little Orphan Funkhauser says, check mentions and DMs for funny Trump Tebow vid. A funny Trump Tebow vid? That's interesting. Jay at Mad Dog says, would it trust Putin before Hillary? Mike 00 says, are you going to make a 199 calendar? If enough people want it, I mean, I would imagine there's not very many people you would want to see on a 199 calendar. You don't want to see me and Beardo and Jay. I mean, there's obvious names that you would want to see on the 199 calendar, and it ain't none of the dudes. So Dean H says, Teespring also has issues with production. I bought an Uncle IDOT shirt on July 1st. Still hasn't been printed yet. Yeah, hopefully you will get it. I still haven't gotten my stuff either. So Ryan Miller says, there's a famous quote that I think is appropriate for Hillary's collusion with Russia is those who preach the loudest have the most to hide every single time. Vault 95 says, Beardo Locals movie raid. Awesome movie choice. Hail Fear the Beardo. John says, how many favors do you think Hillary owes to mystery donors that gave to the Clinton Foundation that she could repay after she lost the election? Probably quite a few, sadly. Cole Hauser says, remember, Jeremy, lifetime N-word pass from me. Call me an N-word anytime, Jeremy, because you're my N-word. Hey, I've already said it once on a stream, okay? So you can't get on to me if I ever do it again. And it will be an accident because I've never said it before ever in traffic or playing video games or any of that, okay? It'll be the first time ever. Forest Beyond the Trees says, let's see, have you read what The Rock said about Hogan? Well, he's left a few statements about Hogan. So I've seen a couple of them, but I don't know which one specifically you're talking about. Socrates Magotes says, I still can't get over seeing Triple H standing behind Trump like an absolute unit. Trips, yeah, man. Dude, you should see the IWC, though, man. They are going crazy over this. They are going absolutely insane right now. It is hilarious. Yeah, like right here, the Biden White House versus the Trump White House. It's a bit of a difference, okay? Mike Zero Store says real men will talk shit to their friends' face and talk good about them behind their back. Yes, that is it right there, 100%. Taker says, hey, Jeremy, we never did find out who leaked the decision to repeal Roe v. Wade. Why did we give up on that? Bondi needs to find the person. Bondi's got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. She's lost the trust of the MAGA for sure. Coop says, P.S. the 80s called and wants their mullet back. Yeah, I definitely got a mullet going on now. It's out of control, actually. So Hayden Wayne 450 says, every time I get on the internet, I see more and more about that. What is it? STAS. I have returned only. This time it's every government doing it. We have to pull back from the fascism every government has decided to be okay with on the internet. 1984 wasn't a handbook. Well, so, okay. So there's a big controversy that I guess Asmongold had a bad take. The reason I know about this is and I don't know if this is what you're talking about in reference to, but Smash JT tweeted this video out, and apparently Asmongold takes a massive pro-censorship L. And I have not seen this video yet, but like I said, Smash JT, this is about something to do with censorship and IDs, and I guess the whole thing with YouTube. I don't know exactly what this is a reference to, but I know that this was a big talking point. So let's listen to what Jay Viper has to say about this. And shout out to Smash JT and Jay Viper. So here we go. I don't know what Asma's take was.
This is fucking ridiculous. And though I can see where he's coming from, it's the implementation. Well, just listen to yourself.
I saw Chibi Reviewers tweet that Congress is trying to pass a bill called Kids Online Safety Act and drop a video. Oh, look, I think that kids should not be on. I think all social media websites should be read-only, and you should only be able to access them if you use a government ID.
L.
Jay Viper is awesome. He's so good.
What?
Huge fucking L take. I'm sorry. Like, Asmongold. Do you know what that actually... That means everyone has to put their government ID just to get on fucking X, just to get on Facebook, their government ID. Your government ID has to be connected.
Before I give my thoughts, I want to hear more about this.
This is a fucking horrendous take. Come on, dude. Like, I like Asmongold. I'm a fan. You know, he has some great takes. And I've definitely heard him say before, you know, social media, like, you know, if you're young, you shouldn't be on it, things like that. I agree. And, you know, this is where parenting...
Well, that's exactly... And you guys have heard me say this 1,000 times. You've heard me say this 1,000 times. There is no substitute for good parenting. There's zero substitute for good parenting. The government can't raise your kids. The parents have to raise their fucking kids. Simple as that. The government making decisions does not change bad parenting. It's why I've been against the TikTok ban. Because everybody's like, we need to ban TikTok. Why? Because TikTok is shitty? That doesn't change the fact that shitty stuff is going to be out there. Well, kids are watching TikTok. Kids are going to watch dumb shit no matter where it's at. So maybe the parents need to do their job. But censoring an entire platform is not the answer under any circumstance. Because all that does is it's the same reason that pro 2A people are so against the banning of anything, because the moment you start banning something, that opens Pandora's box. It opens up the like, well, we banned this, now we need to ban this next. And they just keep chipping away. They keep chipping away. No TikTok ban. 0. I don't give a fuck how much you hate TikTok. 0 ban.
Comes into place. You know your kid. You know what they can and can't deal with. You know where they should be. Not to mention that most, if not all, social media, I think, is 13 and above anyway, and they can't be on there. So if they're on there making accounts before 13 and you're a parent, then you should be shutting that shit down.
Noted, Hayden.
I mean, you
I'll read yours in a
personally
minute.
should be taking care of that shit and shut that shit down. Okay? If they're faking their age. Now, this, if he just said, I don't think they should be on there, fine. But this,
I think that kids should not be on. I think all social media websites should be read only.
Read only.
And you should only be able to access them if you use a government ID.
That is freaking wild. And
what? Jesus, that is bad. That is bad. That is real bad. And I want to be clear. I think Asmon's great, but this is something I very much disagree with him on big time.
Absolutely horrendous take by Asmongold. And it's just unfortunate to hear it, but let's continue.
And it should be checked by a third-party website. And
so now,
so now we're getting fact checkers. So now we're pulling the fact checker bullshit. Like, oh my God, man. Like, like, again, if individual sites have this in place, that's fine. Like, individual places, like, I mean, I think on Twitter, to get the blue check mark, you have to submit your bullshit or whatever. That is not the issue here. It's this overarching thing that you're trying to say, to access the fucking internet, to have a voice. No.
Not only are you giving the website your government ID, one leak that we just saw, again, the T app just dealt with this.
This is a fake video, somebody said. How is this a fake video? I've seen people talking about this all day long.
It's like photos of people getting leaked all over the place. We know which username said what. The chat histories are there. But now we're going to also get a third party involved. A third party that's also going to get your government ID. The trustworthy third party. Okay.
Party website. And if you're not above the age of consent, at like 18 in America, you shouldn't be able to use the social media website.
So the age of consent is different state to state. It's like 16 in some places, 15 in others. But okay, let's just say 18. Old enough to smoke a cigarette. And then...
So that would be like the equivalent of, in order to... Because what we always talk about is that we talk about like that Twitter, for instance, is a town square. Okay. That's what the town square, it's the internet town square. If you go into the town square, like, you're not allowed to talk unless you submit your ID. What?
And you have to start asking yourself, what is social media? Discord, we've seen what's going on in the UK. Social media, it is. Anywhere that has a message board? Anywhere? What about Xbox or playing games online? Steam. Steam has all sorts of boards on it. There's voice chat on Steam. Are we blocking the voice chat from anyone?
Well, I mean, like, again, it goes back to, like, let's bring up that town square situation. So the town square, all right? So why don't parents just drop their 8-year-old kid off at the mall? And I'm not saying that that doesn't happen, because the Lord knows there's some terrible parents out there. But generally speaking, like, parents don't drop their 8-year-old kid off at the mall by themselves, generally speaking. Why? Well, because it's not safe, Jeremy. I agree. Guess what else isn't safe? Letting your child get on the internet and not watching what they're doing. It's literally the same thing. allowing your child to walk free in a mall unattended with no supervision is the same fucking thing as letting your kid access the internet with no supervision. Parent your fucking kids. This is the answer. And if you can't get parents to parent their kids, then you're never going to solve the problem, because no matter how much you try to do the parenting for the kids, you're not helping the kids. You're hurting the people in general, which gives more power to the people that we don't want to have more power.
Without a government ID as well? Are we scanning our government ID just to have the opportunity to play a video game with voice? What are we doing? This is a horrible take. Very big L. Gigantic.
Yep. And I'm totally fine with kids getting on the internet, not making accounts.
Terrible.
But whenever read
Terrible.
only. Well, hold on. Everybody says L.
L. Yeah, they're right. Your entire chat is correct for once. They're not saying DEI, they're saying L.
Can you?
Hey, nothing wrong with DEI. I don't know Jay Viper, but calling out DEI is accurate.
Give me the benefit of a 15-year-old girl on
You need to be
Instagram?
21 now? Oh my God, I didn't know. Okay, so
Girl,
this is a fallacy. I almost talked over it. This is a massive fallacy. What he's saying here.
Can you give me the benefit of a 15-year-old girl on Instagram?
This is a fallacy. This is building an argument from a disingenuous side. You're like, okay, what's the benefit of a girl that's 15 being on Instagram? There isn't one. Fair. There isn't one. But this is where parents become involved.
Jay Viper's right, 100%. It's a fallacy, and bringing that up is all you're doing is admitting the problem is the parents. That's the problem.
Involved. And you can try to say, well, we can't really trust parents to do their job. Okay, well, that's the parents. Okay, that's the parents' fault. Now, maybe there should be more programs for parents to understand. Maybe we could try to get the government involved to educate parents or something. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
I think enough parents have been brought up with the internet to understand the internet. And if you don't know what your kids are doing, that's on you. Okay? It's on you. There are so many parental controls that are required for social media. So many parental controls that you as a parent can control. And this guy's saying, what's the benefit of a 15-year-old on Instagram? There's not any. There's not any. A 15-year-old shouldn't be on Instagram. I don't even know what the Instagram rules are. Let's weigh the benefits and the negatives for me having to scan my government ID to go onto Instagram. What kind of overreach can we start seeing when we're starting to provide our government ID for everything? I do believe there's a lot more negative that can come from it than
and I think that there was I have to go look and see, but I feel like Asmon, and there was something with Asmon and Elon. I don't know if it was specifically to this situation or not. Asmongold, this is on Twitter, and I think Elon responded. Yeah, here it is. So right here. Internet ID is inevitable, especially for social media. Denying this might feel good, but it is a lie, and you know it. What isn't inevitable is private companies having access to our public records. The best solution is a government authentication token that only verifies info. And Elon responds and says, government is much worse than any corporation, or you don't understand government. Government is simply the most powerful corporation with a monopoly on violence. 100% Elon. I'd be fine with a third-party authentication token as well. I just don't see how you can reconcile the growing demand for online accountability in any other more constructive way. The U.S. isn't even bad compared to other places, especially in regards to speech regulation. Elon's 100% right. So yeah, so he's basically, he's again, this is nothing against Asmon, man. Like, the guy has got great takes. Not, I'd say 90% of the time, maybe 80. We'll call it 80 because I don't agree. Like, Asmon's not somebody that I agree with almost all the time. Like, there's a good 8 out of 10, you know, because I think Asmon, like he likes to lean into the Trump stuff, but he will abandon pro-Trump stuff in a hot minute. Okay, when it gets a little bit spicy, he'll jump off. He'll jump off that Trump bandwagon real quick, but he'll ride it as well. So let's continue back over here and listen to the rest of this.
15-year-old girl jumping on Instagram. Who, by the way, Instagram has a lot of AI checks, and they fucking ban young kids. They fucking boom. They ban them. They block them. That's just
bro. AI is fucking terrifying, and this is ultimately what's going to be deciding everything. Is AI. Like, look at how Grok talks to people. If you don't know any better, if you don't know that you're talking to an AI with Grok, that sometimes you can be like, oh my God, this sounds like a real person. It's fucking terrifying. So as I've talked about many times with certain AI bots, like today I mentioned, you know, when I was talking to Jake Randall, who's had his accounts hacked and everything. And, you know, I hope you guys go over there and tag Team YouTube on there. You can find it on my Twitter. But when you're talking to Team YouTube, you don't know if you're really talking to Team YouTube. Like, you may think you are, but you could be talking just AI. And AI is so convincing at times that you don't really know. And these are the things that are going to be determining things into the future. And in a lot of ways, they're already determining things right now. Channel gets demonetized, channel gets banned. AI is the one that's making the decisions, not real people. That's fucking scary.
This is a fail argument. Huge fail argument, pushing the argument to the wrong place. This is trying to make an infallible argument by not actually addressing the problem, the actual issue, the why are we using an ID? Nope, he didn't go to that. He went to.
And by the way, I want to point out that I am reacting to Jay Viper reacting to Asmongold reacting. So if there's anybody in my chat that has a YouTube channel, if you, once this video gets uploaded to D-Day Cobra 2, if you want to react to me reacting to Jay Viper reacting to Asmongold reacting, and then I will react to you reacting to me reacting to Jay Viper reacting to Asmongold, and eventually we may get to a point where Asmongold reacts to me reacting to Jay Viper reacting to me reacting to Asmon, I think. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. So
to what's the benefit of a 15-year-old? Okay, none. Yeah, fair.
What's the benefit there?
There's not.
Why should underage minors be on Instagram?
They shouldn't.
Bro,
they shouldn't. But that's up to the parents to make sure that they aren't, or if they have oversight. So it's it's an easy answer to say minors should not be on social media websites and the internet in general. That's a very easy thing to say, but it's not your decision, Asmongold. It's not my decision. It's not the government's decision. It's the parents' decision. And we have to let parents be parents, because the moment that the government decides that your kids can't do something, do you know what else the government decides? That this is what your kids can do. The moment it can decide what you can't do, it starts deciding what you can do. And that is a society I do not want to live in. I decide for my kids. You decide for your kids. I raise my kid the way that I think my kid should be raised. The government should have no say-so in how I raise my fucking kid. Period. And giving them more power is always the wrong answer.
They shouldn't be. Parents. And what are the Instagram rules? 13. So you be at 13. In some religion or regions, there may be different age requirements. Instagram also implements additional restrictions for users under 18, including mandatory teen accounts with more privacy and safety settings. Sounds like Instagram's on top of it.
There's no benefit. It opens them up for abuse, predatory behavior. How do you think all these girls know to make an OnlyFans when they turn 18?
Have you been on Twitch lately? You can literally just go on Twitch, read only, and watch a stream that is inappropriate for kids.
Yes, a platform you make a fuck ton of money off of, Asmon, which is fine. I make money off YouTube. I mean, it is what it is. But like that's how it happens.
You can just go on Twitch. They'll learn pretty quick. They'll see how chicks make money. It's true, because they don't 18 plus their streams. They don't. I had a whole bunch of threads last year about this, showing the chicks on Twitch, not 18 plus, absolutely should be. No one seemed to care then, but Asmon.
Okay, this is a retarded fucking take right here, by the way. And this is how you know you're dealing with a retard, okay? Jacob says, I can't believe Jeremy just came out in favor of transing kids as long as the parent says, okay, where the fuck did I say that? Where the fuck did I say that? What a retarded statement that you just made. You are a retard, okay? I said nothing remotely close to that. What a fucking freak you are. Holy fuck.
No one cares now. Oh, no, he doesn't care about Twitch, sorry. He actually has recently gone into the just chatting and said how it's not a problem. That actually happened very recently.
It's because they've had guys on Instagram and social media telling them that while they're underage.
Parenting. Parents. Teaching your kids what to do and what not to do. Telling them how to notice red flags and not give out their information and whatever online.
Yeah, so I think we got the gist of it here. If you guys want to go over to Mods, you can link to that. I'll shoot him a like over here on his channel. Yeah, I mean, I knew nothing about this. Shout out to Smash JT for tweeting it out and me seeing this, but this is a massive L for Asmongold, which is fine, man. It's okay. Again, I'm probably 80-20 on this guy, on the things that I agree with him on versus, you know, the things I disagree with him on. And that's perfectly fine. This is a pretty big disagreement that I have with him on it. I understand where he's coming from. I understand the points that he's trying to make, but I also think that he is misguided. And I'm not here to be a person that says that you can or can't have opinions based on X, Y, or Z. I'm not. But I will make a general statement on this where, and I'm thinking this is the case. If I'm wrong, someone can tell me, because I don't keep up with Asmongold, like, you know, his personal life or whatever. I do not think he is a father. I don't. And again, doesn't disqualify people. If you're not a parent, it doesn't mean you can't have opinions. But as a parent, I think you would have a slightly different take on this situation if you are a parent like I am. I think you have a different take, because you, as the parent, you know what's best for your kid, and you want to be able to raise your kid to the best of your ability. But either way, okay, so I got a lot of super chats to catch up on. Thank you guys. Hayden Wayne for 50 says, Jeremy, please look up, is it Stasi? You need to know what that is for context. All these fuckers in the government are working together, and I'm heated. They cannot be allowed to take control of the internet. Government took the internet archive, then deleted stuff. And then says, anonymity was one of the founding principles of the United States. We wouldn't have had the Federalist Papers written by Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and John Jay without anonymity, because they wrote under the name public. So this is bad. Publicus, sorry. So yeah, I saw that Jessica Lindstrom is going to send me a link, so I will look into this. Hayden Wayne, so thank you, I appreciate it, brother. John freaking Murdoch for 50 says, oh, there you are, found ya. What's up, John freaking Murdoch. And as I said, I have a new announcement to make, and this is kind of been a long time in the making, but I've listened. And, you know, I don't make decisions just out of nowhere. There's got to be a rhyme and a reason to the decision. But I've heard the chat, especially on Main Event and here. I've heard the chat, but I need like a sign to make me kind of, you know, make that decision. You have all complained about Fear the Beardo's inability to read super chats properly. You said you wanted a replacement. I have found the replacement for Fear the Beardo. I have found someone that might read them worse than him. President Trump will be the new super chat reader for Tuesday night's Main Event. Here we go.
Quan Barkley was on the council, and Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback, who is really he's been fantastic. He's been
never gets old. So for those that aren't NFL fans, and Tua Tagovailoa is my favorite quarterback. He's from the University of Alabama. He's my favorite player. And this is the genius of Trump. He doesn't know how to say Tua's last name, but he knows that Tua is kind of accident prone and it deals with injuries. It's absolutely the most Trump thing ever.
Quan Barkley was on the council, and Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback, who is really he's been fantastic. He's been when he's not injured, he's great. He's got to stay healthy, but he's a great guy.
Holy shit, man. So fucking good. Ryan the Guy says, speaking from experience of working in the field of helping teenagers who have made bad choices, I can tell you the parents don't parent. They'd rather be their kids' bestie enabler. It's true, man. I'm actually watching. It's interesting we're talking about this point because I'm actually watching a show called Animal Kingdom. And I've mentioned it a few times. And I'm not going to get into spoilers or details of it. But as I've gotten further into the show and we've kind of started to get backstory and flashbacks of specifically the mother in the show, it really does emphasize the importance of parenting, because the mother in this show is downright fucking wild, man. And she is a terrible mother. Like, she is a bad mother. And the impact that it had on her kids is being completely emphasized when you go and see the backstory of what happened when these kids were younger versus who they are as adults. And yeah, man, it really does. Smurf. Yes, her name is Smurf. And wow, like the backstory, actually at first I was getting a little tired of when the backstories first started to enter the show, I was like, I don't really like, what are we doing here? But yeah, the backstory is actually fantastic. She is man, she's a badass, but she fucked those kids up, man. Big time. And but it's a really good show. I recommend it. Now it's very adult oriented for sure. You're going to see a lot of drug use. You're going to see a lot of sex, a lot of hot chicks. You're going to see a lot of violence. But it's a damn good show. Damn good show. 1992 space movie for 20 says there's no positive argument for the government censoring things. There are already parental controls on every electronic device, and you can block websites from being accessed through your private Wi-Fi. Parents need to parent 100%. 100%. So let's see. A MILF but crazy says it's me talking about Smurf Cody. Thank you, 1992 space movie. Let me see. Hayden Wayne for 50 says every time I get on the internet, I see more. Oh yeah. I got that one earlier. Thank you, Hayden. I will look at it, and I think Jessica, if you haven't already sent me that info, definitely send it to me. I'll check it out tonight. Rob Keith for 20 says, I agree. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. John freaking Murdoch says, when you said you were looking for a sign, I thought you meant a big super chat, so I'm giving you a heifer. Thank you so much. Hey, super chats speak volumes, that's for sure. They can literally change the course of Geeks and Gamers. Great Tank says, I did security at let's see, I don't know how to say it, the mall for 4 years, and it was awful. The kids would talk crapola to adult customers, and all we could do if they weren't getting arrested was escort them out or trespass them. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I can only speak, I can only speak to me as a parent, and, you know, I treat my kid growing up anyway, my daughter, I treated her much like I treat, like, if I think that a good sign of how a person is going to be is how they treat, you know, their dogs or their cats. You know, like, I'm paranoid about needing to know the whereabouts of my animals and my kids. Like, I always need to know, like, where are you? Text me, communicate with me, let me know what's going on. I need to know. And so, like, with my, you know, like my dogs, I'm like, I got to make sure the dog's not getting any trouble, nothing's around. Like, that's just I don't know what it is about, like, that's just how I am. Like, I feel like I have to be a protector and make sure that there's nothing wrong or nothing going on. I need to be involved, but not like to the point, like, obviously animals and kids are slightly different, clearly. But, you know, there's a balancing act with being a parent where you don't want to you don't want to overdo it, because there's the rebellious nature of a kid. And we've all had that. I had that when I was a kid. And so there's a balancing act that you have to find, but that's all based off your personal relationship with your kid or kids that you personally have to figure out. Like, where's the line where I'm not going overboard because I don't want them to rebel against me. Because if you do that, like, if you go too hard, your kid will rebel against you. They just will, because that's their instinct, especially when they get to be a teenager. They're just going to. They're like, I'm going to do exactly, especially me, my mentality. So I knew my daughter was going to be like 100% just like me growing up. So the more I tell her not to do, she's going to be like, fuck you. I'm going to do literally what you tell me I can't do. So there's a balancing act that, you know, a parent has to figure out. Eric says, Trump said that Jeremy says, Orangeganten. I mean, Trump may say that one day. He might actually do it. So, Ortho says, Asmon basically says when parents are dumb, then we need a second line of defense to protect the kids. I almost trust the government more than an exploitative for-profit corporation to protect kids online. Yeah, I understand what this is the internet, and the nuance is going to be lost. And that's why I try to say, like, I understand the point Asma's trying to make, but I don't agree. Corey Wilson says McCain died, didn't celebrate, but definitely definitely felt relief, and not gonna lie. Jeffrey Hill says, you think it's all talk and theater, and you think they'll actually do something, put Hillary in jail. We can hope. Sam says, when Hillary kicks the bucket, I've got a sign out my front yard that says ding dong, reference to the Wizard of Oz. Anna says nuclear, the N word. Let's see. Clit. I'll just say that. I think it's time to take a break from social media. Time says the best G&G team AI picks calendar I'm in. That's not a bad idea, actually. Let's see. Mike Zero says the new insult you can use is ban chode. My Indian girlfriend taught it to me. It's for sister effer. I'll stick with American words. McHawk says, welcome back home. Carlos, back to H-Town LFG, you beardo. Thank you, McHawk. Chad Layton says, it was never about the children. It's always about control over the population. Yes. Jonathan Gary for a 199. Thank you. So Terry says we could enforce auto parental controls on routers with auto updating blacklist. Parents could then do their job and turn off per device easy. Grinning Tiki says we spent years breaking the family down and then blame the non-existent parents for bad parenting. WTF. Slain Hope says Asmon defends Netflix Yahoo shooting his people. Frank the Tank says I think it's hilarious. The people doing this to protect kids are hiding the biggest international PDF ring, and Asmon always been a retard. I don't know about that. Asmon's always had some decent takes for the most part. Slain Hope says Asmon defends the Hannibal Directive, which is Israel's policy of team killing rather than letting their soldiers get captured on October 6th. Rave massacre. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know. Again, you know how I am about it. I don't really care what the anti-Israel crowd says. Like the day they accused me of being Mossad, it was like, I don't care, dude. I'm too stupid to even know what the fuck Mossad is. So Phil says, Asmon sounds like the thing he hates a Karen. Deathu says, Helen Lovejoy wants someone, please think of the children. 8 o'clock says, I like PewDiePie's take on kids on the internet. It should give them a safe space to make mistakes like trash talk. Jason Platten says heavy fines for parents that let their kids on the internet unsupervised, arrest parents and send kid to child services for 3 strikes. It's child abuse. River Miles says Assassin's Creed Tago Valhalla. Your fat beardy for $1. Troy News says similarly, I think the major theme of Cobra Kai is the importance of having positive father figure, and just like Cobra Kai, CobraCast never dies. Cobra Kai is going to go down as one of my favorite series of all time. Solo Felix says, are the wheels in motion for the wrestling stream? Yes, I've been talking to some people. We're trying to work it out. So absolutely. Okay, we got more news to talk about. Let me go over to my bookmarks really quickly because today was a crazy day for news. So I actually see if I could find it. There's been so much going on. What is this right here? No, not that one. I did see this, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow on Daily, but this is a game I don't play, but Marvel Rivals has announced that they will record all in-game voice chat in an effort to catch more toxic behavior. Fuck off! Like, this is the gayest thing ever. Who cares if people are talking shit? I've not played Marvel Rivals. I have no desire to play it, but a lot of people play it. And this type of mindset right here is what we've been trying to move away from. This sensitive bullshit. I'm sick and tired of it. Oh, get away from toxic behavior. It's like, oh, the most pussy thing in the world, but we will discuss that probably on Daily tomorrow. Another thing that I saw happen, this right here, and again, you know, we have a theme park channel at Geeks and Gamers. This is insane, okay? So this is in Saudi Arabia, and 23 injured after amusement park ride failed. Check this shit out, okay? You want to talk about scary as hell? Bro. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is crazy. Like, you know, I remember like growing up, you know, the fair would come to town or whatever, you know, you would see all this shit, but like now, like, here's what I do know, like covering theme parks, what I do know, and you can say whatever you want about Disney, but Disney and Universal Studios, they both put a lot of emphasis on safety and testing things out. They put a ton of resources into that stuff. I know that for a fact. So those are places that I really don't have a problem going on a ride at one of these major places like Universal or Disney, because my God, man, the lawsuit you would have at Disney or Universal if anything went wrong. Holy shit. But going here, you know, or some random, like, you know, circus or carnival and no, fuck that. Like there was in Orlando, there was a few years ago where one of these rides that a kid fell out of it. And I hate to be so like direct about it because it's awful, but the ride came down and he fell out and he hit the curb and it was over. And it is bad. It's bad. The whole area got shut down. And it's just like, I would not encourage anyone to go on any of these things outside of a major theme park. I just would not, because this is crazy shit right here. Jay told me about this. So yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow as well, probably. But that's just downright terrifying right there. Yes, the kid was overweight and they did not have him strapped in properly. And that was one of the things that created the problem, is that the workers there don't give a shit, you know, which is a huge problem. You know, like you got a bunch of people that don't really give a damn about anything. And so I got this right here. I have not heard this clip, but I bookmarked it. This is Chris Cuomo. And it says Chris Cuomo admits he's been wrong about basically everything up until this point. I have not heard the video, but I'm interested to hear him admit that he's been wrong about everything. So here we go.
Stuck in traffic. I'm remembering right now. Wow. I'm wrong a lot.
That's a great way to start the video. That's awesome.
I'm remembering right now. Wow. I'm wrong a lot.
Well, I mean, let's start out with the fact that you said you're stuck in traffic, but you're clearly moving. So, like, I don't even see traffic. So that's the first thing, all right? So, like, you're fucking moving.
Traffic. I'm remembering right now. Wow. I'm wrong a lot. We don't like to say it. We don't like to admit it. We really don't like to correct it. But that is how you grow and you get to a better place. And it is such a precious commodity right now. I've been wrong. I've been wrong about political issues. I've been wrong about people. I've been wrong about myself.
He said when he was in traffic. Okay. I'll give him a pass if that's what he said.
I've been wrong about my responsibilities. I've been wrong about my opinions, my tastes, my choices. I've been wrong. And that's okay. Hopefully you learn.
I would slightly disagree with you about a few things, Chris Cuomo. It's not that you are wrong. It's that you have lied. Okay? You've lied about a lot. You have straight up lied. It's not about being wrong as much as you have just lied big time.
Hopefully, when you're wrong, you get to a better place if you do the work, unless you stubbornly hold on. And that's where so much of us are stuck. It's not just being wrong, it's refusing to learn what's right. I've been wrong. Have you been wrong? If you say no, you're wrong.
What a weird video. So let me...
Stuck in traffic.
Okay, it could have been cut off, but he just says stuck in traffic.
Stuck in traffic. I'm remembering right now.
Maybe before the clip came in, he said, while I am stuck in traffic, but that's not what it seems like. So anyway, the point being is that Donald Trump has kind of beaten so many of these clowns into submission. And the reason that people like Chris Cuomo are admitting that they were wrong is truly because Donald Trump has fundamentally broken the entire Democratic Party. He has broken the mainstream media. He's broken every single one of these people. And I saw that there was a thread that somebody had right here. Right here. Trump didn't just break the Democratic Party. He turned it into a traveling freak show. Now let's take a tour of the 2025 DNC circus. And yes, Eric Swalwell posted a campaign video of himself benching 135 pounds, middle school weight. How is this going to help anybody? Like, how is this going to, like, this'll show Trump?
Washington, D.C., lowering your healthcare costs, lowering your grocery costs, and restoring your rights.
God. Blumenthal throwing every buzzword at the wall. All right, let's hear him throwing all the wall. Here we go.
Every person gets a vote. What are you scared of? What do you fear in giving people a vote? Why are you trying to suppress people from going to the polls? What's your apprehension about people going to the vote and expressing themselves? And the America that we've seen in this administration is rolling back rights. For the first time in American history, there'll be less health care. There'll be less education. There'll be less voting rights. That is un-American. And let me just say about this bill, it not only establishes or reestablishes pre-clearance.
What up, Beardo?
I'm not going to make you stand here while I tell you the legal import of pre-clearance. It not only establishes certification so that voting is honest, it also gives a private right of action. So people can not only go to the polls, they can go to the courts and get a remedy when their votes are suppressed. That is profoundly important.
I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. So Cory Booker. Oh, did you guys see Cory Booker? Did you guys see Cory Booker the other day? So again, and this is kind of to emphasize like how bad things have gotten for the Democrats. Like and it's all because of Trump. Trump has broken them, dude. Like right here, let's see.
Don't question my integrity. It's time for us to fight. It's time for us to draw lines. Don't question my integrity. Don't question my motives. I'm standing for Jersey. And dear God, if you want to come at me that way, you're going to have to take it up with me because there's too much on the line right now in America.
It's a racy tweet. Let's put it that way. Yeah. The idea of masculinity. Why can't masculinity be gay? Why? I know many of my gay male friends who are incredibly masculine, hyped with testosterone.
It's time for us to fight. It's time for us.
Oh, no. No. And then right here, hey, God.
There's too much on the line right now in America. As people's due process rights and freedom of the speech rights and secret police are running around this country, picking people up off the streets who have a legal right to be here. There's too much going on in this country. When are we going to stand together for principles that I just heard that were...
Oh, man. Woo! You love it, man. You love it. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Good old Chucky Schumer.
Rosy headlines about the Q. And while the Trump administration will try to wave rosy headlines about the Q2 number, today's GDP number is in fact a mirage because some ominous numbers lurk under the hood. Business investment plunged in the second quarter by 3.1%. The fact that business investment plunged.
Like this guy has been, understand, Schumer has been crying about Trump for a decade. All of these Dems have been doing this for a decade. It's crazy. Elizabeth Warren.
Get it. And
You waited too long. And the best way you can show that you waited too long and that you get it and that you are becoming more responsive to where we are on interest rates is actually go ahead and do a nice big rate cut. Keep in mind that keeping those rates high, as he has done, keeping those interest rates so high, actually has contributed to our measure of inflation. The infrastructure that keeps this stock market strong and therefore a big part of our economy strong and therefore a big part of the world economy strong.
Let's just check in and see how Elizabeth Warren is doing today. Let's check in. This is today, by the way. Let's check in and see how she's doing today.
Senators voting in the affirmative: Baldwin, Blunt, Rochester, Durbin. Senators voting in the affirmative: Baldwin, Blunt, Rochester, Durbin, Heinrich, Morono, Kane.
Oh my God. Did that remind you of anything, maybe? No. But look at this. We got an old woman falling down. We got another woman in a wheelchair. What are we doing? What is happening right now? So here we go. One more time.
Senators voting in the affirmative: Baldwin, Blunt, Rochester, Durbin.
No. Holy shit, man. Everything is a comedy right here. Okay. No way. Did they call? Did ABC call her a not? No way. Sydney Sweeney.
Time to check the pulse. We begin with the backlash over a new ad campaign featuring actress Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, the ads are for American Eagle, and the tagline is, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Now, in one ad, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed actress talks about genes as in DNA being passed down from her parents.
The play on words is being compared to Nazi propaganda with racial undertones.
The pun, good genes, activates troubling historical associations for this country. The American eugenics movement in its prime between like 1900 and 1940 weaponized the idea of good genes just to justify white supremacism.
Despite that backlash, American Eagle stock has been soaring.
Time to check the pulse. We begin with the backlash over a new ad campaign.
Absolutely insane, dude. This is how broken they are because of Trump. This is how broken they are. They are this broken. Now, I'm sure you've seen over the last few days, I've covered this a few times with the Sydney Sweeney stuff. And again, I will just repeat what I repeated on Twitter. The left has decided to make Sydney Sweeney their new Hitler. Good luck with that. And so, as I said, if Sydney Sweeney is the new Hitler, I send my heart out to her. There you go. We love you, Sydney. We send our hearts out to Sydney Sweeney. So there you go. All right. My goodness, man. So yeah, Democrats have they are completely done. They are completely broken, and it's all because of President Trump. President Trump is the reason for all of this, and it's glorious to witness it. Holy crap. Okay, let's see what we got now. What is that? Okay, so earlier today, we found out that Kamala Harris, there were some rumors that Kamala Harris was going to be running for governor of California. And she announced today that she would not be running for governor of California. And President Trump was asked about that. So let's hear what President Trump has to say.
What do you see in her political future, sir? Well, she can't speak. She can't talk. she can't do an interview.
She can't speak. She can't talk. She can't do an interview while he's surrounded by Triple H, Bryson DeChambeau. This is amazing.
I thought it was a very strange campaign that we had. But, I had two of them. We were up by.
Triple H is sitting there going, I'm going to be clipped on this.
Like this massive number of points on Biden. And they said, let's change to Kamala. Nobody knew who Kamala was. Nobody knew her last name, Harris. They said, we're going to get Vice President Harris. Everyone said, who the hell is Harris? They only knew her by the first name. But no, I thought she was a terrible candidate. Look, don't forget, she didn't really get the nomination. I mean, that whole nomination was strange. She was the first one out. She took a good amount of points with her when she announced, but nobody knew her. Once they got to know her, she dropped out very shortly after she started. And she started with a pretty good, she was like in second or third place. But I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't call her a skilled politician. Would you?
She's also coming out with a book, and he plans to buy it.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to buy it. I'd love to see it. No, I'd find it. Look, I find everything in politics interesting. I sort of enjoy politics. She wasn't a skilled person. You have skilled politicians.
She's not
really
a skilled person.
and then you have some that aren't. And she was put in a very tough position. I think she did have a 6-week honeymoon. They told me the pros said, you know what, she's going to have a 6-week, and she did. She was like untouchable in terms of everybody thought great. But she didn't do any interviews or anything, which was strange. Not even friendly interviews with friendly reporters like her right there, really friendly reporter. And you know what happened? People said, what's wrong with her? Why isn't she doing? She made a mistake. She should have done interviews. She didn't run a great campaign, but we beat Biden, and then we had to beat, nobody's beaten two. I had to beat two. That's like Dana White, the great Dana White has a fight, and he has a fighter that's getting the hell knocked out of him. They say, well, let's take him out and put somebody else in. Didn't seem fair to me at the time, but where are we? We're in the White House. So, I mean, so it worked out.
Dude, I love it. He's got all of these guys standing around, and he just goes on a Trumpian rant, and they all have to stand there. They all look at JD. JD's loving it. JD is loving it. But yeah, so I love this shit so much. But let's remind you of the 107 accents of Kamala Harris.
I'm gonna get into some business now. Okay. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning.
What was that?
You all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
When we get this done together, my friend. When I see people testifying, can I get a witness?
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Uppercase T, uppercase P. The plan. We're expected to defend the plan.
Oh, the possibilities are immense. Whatever you want to do, you can do. I eat no for breakfast. It's not just a barbershop. We got these brothers out there. This one brother who's doing a lot of work on space.
My chitty is here. Let's get a ceasefire.
This is a great ad for why you should not drink alcohol. If you want to emphasize the importance of not drinking alcohol, play this clip, and this will get anyone to stop drinking immediately right here.
There must be an immediate ceasefire. I didn't know he could preach like that. You better thank a union member. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
And I hope your family is okay and your home is okay.
Have empathy, man.
Yes.
For the suffering of other people. Have no sense of purpose.
That was rough. That was rough. Chat's mad at me now. Chat's mad at me. They all hate me. They all hate me right now. And you should, to be clear. You should. Can we talk about news that no one believes? Let's talk about news that no one believes. Deadline has released a report that says Donald Trump was allegedly seething after he saw the new South Park episode. This is the most ridiculous thing. Do you think Trump do you think he cares? No. I don't buy this at all. Who is telling you that he's seething? Who in his cabinet? Doug B. Doug B is so mad at me, he won't even super chat me after playing the Kamala clip. Doug B says, I hate you. This is my super chat. Damn. That's bad, but I respect it. I respect it. But yes, Donald Trump was allegedly seething after he saw the new South Park episode. I don't believe this at all. I don't care either way, but I mean, it's kind of like what this comes off as, and I'm just going to be honest, and let me see if I can find it. This comes off as marketing, okay? And this is exactly what I'm going to bring up, because I can build a very strong case about this. This comes off as marketing because, let me see if I can find it. Boom. Right here. I know I can find it somewhere. So if you all remember, and here I did find it, of course I did. Okay. So you all remember Eminem. Eminem, the once great, all-time great rapper Eminem, made a diss track about Donald Trump. And Eminem was thinking, oh man, I'm going to get under his skin. I'm going to bother him. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? This is what happened. Eminem, extremely angry, Trump hasn't returned shade. Quote, he's not paying attention to me. Rapper called out POTUS last month in epic freestyle. This is back in November 24th of 2017. And this is why I always say that there has never been anyone that has ever defeated Eminem until Donald Trump came along. When Donald Trump came along, Donald Trump is now the greatest white rapper of all time. Donald Trump is the greatest white rapper ever because he defeated Eminem and he turned Eminem into a pathetic beta in the matter of moments. Okay? And if you think I'm wrong, listen to Eminem talk about Trump right here that completely confirms everything. This is what Trump turned Eminem into. If you are my age or in the vicinity, you understand that back in the day, Eminem was the baddest dude there was. In his early days, dude was untouchable, and the media hated him. He was the anti-mainstream guy. He had the pulse of the country. He had the pulse of the culture. He was the man. And Donald Trump has cucked him completely.
Talking about Trump, I get too flustered in my head, and the shit that I want to say, there's too many things I want to say at once. So sometimes I start talking and I'm not able to convey the message the right way because I just get flustered and frustrated watching him play to his base that thinks that he cares about them, and it's actually the people that he cares about the fucking least. If you're talking about his core being, a majority white middle class, what I don't understand is how in the fuck do you feel like you relate to a billionaire who has never known struggle his entire fucking life? I will say this, he talks a good one. And if you're in his base, you're a core, let's say you're going to the rallies or whatever, you watch him on TV.
This is pure jealousy, dude. This is pure jealousy. And this is what I've said about a lot of people in Hollywood, is that Donald Trump is more famous than anybody in Hollywood. He's got more charisma than anybody in Hollywood. He is a bigger star than anybody in Hollywood, and they fucking hate being upstaged. They can't stand it. Eminem has been cucked by Donald Trump.
You hear him talking this shit. There's part of me that understands, like, all right, he's somehow still got them because he's brainwashing them into thinking that something great is going to happen. Nothing's happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know, man. I get really flustered when I talk about it.
I get really flustered when I talk about it. Feminem right there. Absolutely pathetic. So that's my theory on this whole thing about South Park, is like, I just feel like they wanted a reaction from Trump. And I feel like from a marketing standpoint, they were basically like, man, when we come out with this episode, Trump's going to go on Truth Social. He's going to start complaining about us. He's going to be at a press conference. He's going to go on a rant. It's going to be great. And he said nothing. So now they're trying to invent headlines to control the narrative. That's essentially what I feel like is going on here. So, you know, I don't buy it. But I do think it's pretty funny, and it's pretty desperate is what I think. Dougie B for 50 with the laughing emoji. What's up, Doug? Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well, man. Hail to Dougie B in the house. Over on Rumble, Lord of the Ree says, speaking of Hillary, while having nothing to do with Hillary, I just dropped a new song called Lamppost Exist because I'm just saying, lamp post. I'm just thinking about that for a minute. Exist. Long walks, music on the platform. Thank you, Lord of the Ree. Let's see here. We've got Kevin Spears says, I just unsubscribed from Tim Pool. Mostly tired of him always talking over and interrupting his guest, switching sides to fill his narrative, complains about rich people when he himself is a millionaire. He's a multimillionaire. Tim is, Tim is richer than I'll probably ever be. And yet he pretends like he's not. Like, he just, I don't know, man. But I'm not going to go on a Tim Pool rant. I've said enough about him. But hey, you're welcome here. You're welcome here. So I appreciate it. Little Orphan Funkhauser says, check DMs. Tebow mentioned at 1 minute mark. I will try to get to that. There's just so many things I got to talk about. So NDI says, how and why is everyone in politics so old? All that adrenochrome, I suppose. Also, getting a job soon will super more in the future. Love the 199. Well, thank you. You don't know, and I'll just repeat what I've always said. You don't have to send me a dime ever, but obviously, I will appreciate it if you ever send me anything, but people can watch me for free for the rest of time, and I will never complain about that. But I am very thankful for the people that do support me and Geeks and Gamers. You are the reason that this thing moves forward. This thing goes forward with the people, and I appreciate it so much. In fact, we do have... I don't know. I might be about a month away from announcing some big project that we are currently working on, but I don't want to say anything yet because there could be things that we run into. But about 2 weeks out, I'm going to announce it, and I'm really excited about this next chapter. It's a big project. A lot of money is being put into it, and I'm very, very excited for this. But I can't give any specifics yet. But I think I'm maybe about a month away from announcing some stuff. We'll see. Anima Chain says, oh, hell no. I was already done with fair rides. The Good Whites for 5. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier says they would have put pure bloods in FEMA camps. Cole Hauser says, I bench 135 with little Cole Hauser. Right, the guy says, are we allowed to call Liz Warren sitting bull now? Kratos says, Jay can't keep getting away with it. Andrew CR says, Jay tripping mascots and old ladies. Doug B, I got you on that one. Max TT says, where are my breets at? Bird Up says, where's that clip of Kamala saying, when I'm down in these streets, that's my favorite? God, she's the worst. Hayden Wayne says, I hate the government. This is a reminder, you don't hate the government enough. No matter where you're from, you never can. This is true. Johnny Whiskey says, did you hear a GOP lawmaker was set on fire? Insane. I didn't hear. Well, when is that? Like today? John freaking Murdoch for a proper 199. And this is why we're able to do what we are doing right now. Holy crap, John. Thank you, brother. Absolutely insane. I was not prepared for that one. I did not. You know what? This was my reaction to when John dropped a proper 199. This was my reaction.
I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. What just happened?
So that was my reaction to that. And now, Sydney Sweeney in the house because, of course, a proper 199. There's two big things on the screen right there.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
Come on, baby. Come on. I'm going to do it.
Do not come.
I'm going to come.
Beautiful white paint. It's coming down at 10,000 miles an hour. It's coming down at levels of speed that nobody ever even conceived of. Where it's rough, but it's coming, and now it's turned around. It turns around, and it's coming, and it's going to, I said, oh, because you see at that bottom, this section right here, that sucker's, oh.
Thank you, John Murdoch. Appreciate you, brother. Listen, man, over the next few weeks, we're going to get a lot of reports from the administration. And when you say things like this, people's expectations go through the roof. And holding the administration accountable is completely justified. FBI Director Kash Patel to Hillary Clinton following bombshell revelations. This should be a step towards justice. There will be more to come. The Clinton campaign plotted to frame President Trump and fabricate the Russia collusion hoax. When you say things like this, people have a certain expectation. And if you don't follow through, you deserve to be criticized. So I am all in favor of the administration being criticized if they don't follow through, because you're setting the table, you're setting a level of expectation when you say things like this. And a lot of people are getting frustrated because we for years have heard politicians posture and say things in front of the cameras to get traction. And the person that comes to mind that's done that more than anyone is Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz has been the king of getting in front of the cameras and giving a passionate speech and doing absolutely nothing about it. And we as the people have grown extremely tired of that. We are tired of that. And so people like Kash Patel, people like Dan Bongino, they have to understand that the internet is tired of this shit. And so we shall see. I mean, I'm glad when I hear stuff like this, and I am hopeful because it is Donald Trump's administration. But, we will see. Holy crap, Tree Bear. This was 28 minutes ago. So Tree Bear says, D-Day Cuomo, wrong about everything, geeks and gamers. What the fuck? Tree Bear. I got to show you, again, Tree Bear, I was talking to someone today about the community. Look at this right here. This is what in the fuck are we doing? Okay. Tree Bear, what happens in your mind where you create something like this? How do you create something like this? What is going on with you? This is absolutely... He made me do rag Vince. He made me do rag Vince. But one of the best ones is this one right here.
He was born with a California Valley girl accent. He has such good fashion sense because he spent so much time in the closet. He once rode a bike without a seat and didn't even notice it was missing. He can tell the flavor of a popsicle by sitting on it. He has a skincare routine longer than his relationships. When the doctor asked for a semen sample, he farted in the cup. The BBC hired him to play the Doctor in the next 18 seasons. His gag reflex quit in 2018 and filed for workers' comp. His Grindr inbox looks like a CDC case study. He makes cucumbers nervous. He says he's a vegetarian, but still eats meat. He calls hemorrhoids speed bumps. He is the gayest man in the world.
Oh no. Tree Bear, you fucking psychopath. The hair is pretty accurate, I gotta say. The hair is very, very like here, let me go back to it. I got so many where the hell is it? Okay. Yeah, honestly, man, like that hair is pretty fucking close to what my hair looks like. Yeah, it's pretty fucking close. It's not that long, but that's pretty freaking close. Jesus. Llama Pajamas says that you're the gayest man in the world. So the fucking out of control, man. Golden Nugget says Hillary, tough to hear. Thank God for the looks. What? Black Kane says Warren fell because of her wounded knee. Johnny Wiskus says Danville, Virginia City Councilman Lee Vogler today. That's crazy, man. Chad Late says, here's to you, Tree Bear. Well done. Honestly, man. It's just, I don't know how we've gotten this amazing community of people, but I'm just, I'm blown away by the support that we have, man. I love the memes. I love all the shit talking. And I'm glad, like, I do truly believe that we have created a corner of the internet that we can't be canceled. Like, what's going to happen? Somebody going to pressure me to fire Ryan Kinnell for racism? I mean, do you think that's really going to happen? Oh, Jeremy's getting pressure from his community because Ryan Kinnell said some racially insensitive things. Like, it's never going to fucking happen. Like, who fucking cares? So what the hell? Hang on. Is this now? Is this real? Joe Biden announces Kamala was a DEI hire? Wait, what? Is this?
And I was proud to ask Kamala Harris to run with me, be the first black woman to serve as Vice President of the United States. It was important. As president, I made the cause of civil rights and equality the foundation of everything I did. For example, I promised to have an administration that looked like America.
So is he live right now? I got to look and see. Well, that was like 20 minutes ago, so I doubt that he's still live, but let's see. What is that, Fox Now that's always got stuff? Fox Now? Let's see. Alec Baldwin's finger for 50 gifted memberships. I'm looking to see if I can find it. ABF with 50 gifted memberships.
Who the fuck is Alec Baldwin's finger?
ABF in the house. Hail to you, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, here we go right here. Okay, so
state in September if the Palestinian Authority allowed to
And Dominique Cohen
What?
Calhoun.
What?
And all of the other past
What? Why is he talking?
presidents, including my friend Ben Crump. Thank you for doing all you do. You've always been there for me, Ben. And thank you for honoring me with this award. It's a big deal. You're the reason that you got me started. Not a joke. I've been doing this and I've been elected office for 52 years now. I know I don't look like I'm 40, but I'm doing it for 52 years. And Mayor Brandon Johnson, thank you for the welcome back to the city. I've been here many times. It's great to be here tonight with so many friends. In 1929, a few short years after the National Bar Association was founded, one of its members, Lewis L. Redding, became the first black lawyer admitted to the bar at my home state.
You're talking like, oh my God. So I got this clip right here where apparently he got confused as he took the stage right here.
Joe Biden, there he is. Ben, hold on with us for just a second here. Let's listen to the applause.
And he brought his granddaughters to celebrate with him. Please be seated.
Okay, so you're going to be watching Biden's remarks in full here. We still have Ben Jacobs on the horn here. Biden accompanied, I believe, by one of his grandchildren, Finnegan Biden, and I think that was his daughter, Act.
He has no idea where he is. He has no clue.
State of Delaware. He also became a personal friend of mine and a truly influential mentor. He cared deeply about the people of his community. Redding represented plaintiffs in two key Delaware cases that challenged the separate but equal doctrine of Delaware public schools. These cases later joined with others, become Brown versus the board. And Redding worked on the legal team with Thurgood Marshall to win the landmark Supreme Court.
Okay, I can't sit there and listen to this. I can't do it. So I'm looking to see if there's any highlights, but I can't sit there and listen to this clown. It is absolutely impossible for me to do that. So not going to do it. But I didn't. I'm just surprised that he's like, they probably drugged him up. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry. You are correct. Chat called me out on it. 50 gifted memberships means Anna Paulina Luna. There we have it to celebrate 50 gifted memberships. Anna Paulina Luna. There we go. Chat, you are welcome. You are welcome. There it is. All right. Now chat's happy. Now chat's happy. Okay. All right. My apologies. All right. Great personality. Great personality. There we go. So good genes. Very good genes. Now let's see here. What is this? What is this? All right, let's see here. Is this right now? Okay, Vivek says what? Vivek says, just said that the Russia scandal is too confusing for Americans to understand that the deep state planned this all along. What a weird thing to say. Does he think we are dumb? Let's see here.
Vivek Ramaswamy joins me now. You think the mainstream media is going to cover this one?
Well, of course they're not, Jesse. But here's the thing about these stories. I'm glad the truth is now coming out belatedly, though. And here's the problem with that. The story is just too confusing. If you think about ordinary Americans at home, thinking about whether they're going to put food on the dinner table, thinking about safety in their inner cities, now they're hearing about this. This is now dating back years. This is in some ways the left's plan and the deep state's plan in some sense all along is this is all going to come out at some point in the future, they figure. But by the time it comes out, it's so confusing. People forget even who Christopher Steele even was, let alone the cast of characters that followed. And in some ways, I think that's the travesty of the whole situation is that even when transparency and perhaps justice is served, it's long past the point where the public is able to make sense of it. And I do think in some ways that's the calculated risk that a lot of these people took nearly a decade ago.
You're exactly right. And Limbaugh used to call it the drive-by media. Remember, they come in, guns, Vivek.
Okay, so I know what he's trying to say. He said it in a way that comes off as a very elitist asshole because he talks like he's smarter than everybody. I know what he's trying to say. It's a convoluted situation that your average everyday American it's not that they are not smart enough to understand it. It's that they're too busy raising their families and working a day job in order to invest the time into understanding the complexities of the issue. And that's what the Democrats are banking on. It's not that people are too stupid. It's that they don't have the time. It's like a fucking Marvel movie. Nobody understands what the fuck's going on because you have to watch like 10 fucking shows in order to understand it. It's not to say people are too stupid to understand it. It's that nobody has time for that shit. So, but Vivek just thinks he's smarter than everybody, and he carries himself that way, and he talks like an elitist, which always bothered me because he definitely had the Obama vibes when he speaks. And this is what turns people off, is that we are moved to this phase into the internet now where people are more interested in hearing a person talk to them, not at them or over them. It's why we love this guy right here.
Juan Barkley was on the council, and Tua Tagovailoa.
It just never gets old. It never gets old. Tagovailoa. But so yeah. I think his delivery was terrible. And this is kind of a thing that Vivek, he had a very kind of low ceiling, and he reached that ceiling very quickly, but he did a good job, but he was never going to be the nominee. Never going to be the nominee. John freaking Murdoch says, for 25, says Russiagate wasn't that long ago. I sure remember it. Absolutely. And like, people that are on the internet even a little bit are probably going to be able to understand that very quickly. It's just that he's not differentiating exactly what he's saying. So it's like when we call people normies when we're talking about the entertainment world. We say like, well, normies are not going to understand this, or normies aren't going to get this. It's not that we're saying that people are too stupid. It's that normies are people that don't pay attention to the details. That's all it is. They don't pay attention to the details. They basically hear like, oh, new Batman movie's out. I want to go see a new Batman movie. They don't care who's playing Batman. They just going to go see a Batman movie because they're just there to see Batman. They don't care of like, well, who was cast as Batman? What storyline are they going to be following? You know, they don't care about that shit, you know? So, but Vivek talks over people and down to people and not to people. So, yeah, but that's my take on that whole situation right there. So, let's see. And The Dark Knight Rises is awesome. For no other reason, I just wanted to say that. I fucking love The Dark Knight Rises. Love that movie. Wait, what is this? Joe Biden says it's time to face the hard truth. Trump is trying to erase all of his failures.
My friends, we need to face the hard truth of this administration. It has been to ease all the gains we've made in my administration, to erase history rather than make it, to erase fairness, equality, to erase justice itself. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact.
That's literally what you attempted to do with Trump's first term. That's what you and your administration tried to do with Trump's first term. But America and the American people rejected you and your bullshit, rejected the Obama third and fourth term. So this is all projection, is all this is. The old man doesn't even know what he's saying anyway. He was given talking points. They drugged him up like they did for the debate, just so he could go out there and say a few words. But ultimately, nobody really cares. So we're just going to meme on him. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to meme. Because memes are great. Memes are the best. We love memes. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys that I do have a certain level of power. Okay? And I'm going to use that power right now. Okay? So you can screen record what I'm saying. Okay? Screen record what I'm saying if you want. All right? But right here. So Governor Ron DeSantis, I said this earlier in the show, Governor Ron DeSantis of the great state of Florida has declared that tomorrow, August 1st, 2025, is Hulk Hogan Day in Florida. Okay? So I am granting permission to everyone, and you just screen record this and show it to your boss. You should be good to go. I won't be in for work tomorrow, sir. I celebrate Hulk Hogan Day. And Cole Hauser has also given us the N-word pass for tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be a great day. Not only are we going to take the day off and celebrate Hulk Hogan Day, we also get to say the N-word and not get punished for it. So it's going to be a great day. So there you go. But in all seriousness, man, the fact that DeSantis did this is absolutely awesome, man. Hulkamania shines on, brother, from Ron DeSantis. DeSantis did not have to do this. This is freaking great. And I hope that August 1st, 2025 will be Hulk Hogan, or I hope August 1st every year will be Hulk Hogan Day, at least in Florida. I think it's awesome. And this is the official release from Governor DeSantis. I'm so happy. I think I responded to this. Yeah, right here. Thank you, Ron DeSantis, a true American icon. Thank you, Hulk Hogan. Thank you, Governor DeSantis. So freaking cool. So awesome. Happy to hear that. Okay. And Real Stream Hero says, I sent you an email about my CobraCast shirt. Still haven't arrived. Side note, you are now Lord Jeremy Mage IDOT because you have demonstrated that the hat never comes off even if you sleep. Thank you, Real Stream Hero. I appreciate that. Let's see. We'll work twice as hard. America, fuck yeah. CobraCast Day. Well, don't forget that we do have the CobraCast Mania merch over in Teespring right now. The red just pops, man. The red looks good. For some reason on these shirts, the red is looks like it's like pink, kind of. I don't know what's going on with that one, but then the hoodies right there. So that'll be there for limited time. That is from the chat that came up with that idea. So hail to you and whoever came up with that idea. As a matter of fact, I think I can find the person. I like to give credit. Let me see if I can find the person who, because I think it was UCAN Man that sent it to me. Yeah. It's well, whatever. So it was under the @ names. So it's I am flag. So that's I don't know what your overall name would be because that was on the @ names, but thank you for the suggestion right there. I appreciate it. And you said CobraCast 199 shirt in Hogan colors. I don't know if you guys can read that. Probably not because super gay. But anyway, thank you for the suggestion. And so you're the reason that we rolled this stuff out. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested. We're gonna call it right there because I got work to do and I got stuff going on. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Nips Litter says, do you like pink? I like pink very much, Lois. Great quote from a great man, Christopher Reeve. Superman, the GOAT Superman, indeed. But thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate it. Hope you have a good evening, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.